What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Obsession. I'm Carl Bethke.
I'm Mike Stadler.
Mike.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, man, the rut is on.
It is.
It is. It's finally on. I mean, like the real rut is actually on.
For sure.
You know, we're talking first week in November, my friend.
Yeah, buddy. November 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's good parts and bad parts about this. You know, if you still got a tag, you can still be real successful.
That's the bad part. You don't want to tag anymore.
Well,
you want to be done.
You know, and sometimes I wish I had a multiple buck tag.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like, gosh, you mean I can't hunt? Ah! But you mean I'm done? Yeah! So you got that going for us. But, so we're talking basically first full week of November here.
Yep.
And does are being bred. It's getting to be that time. There's still some searching going on, depending on your location, your area. Where we are, does are starting to be bred pretty heavy. It starts to become more difficult to hunt bucks, big bucks, because they start to get towards the end of this week. You start talking, people talk the lockdown.
Yeah. Well, they say, you know, the peak in Wisconsin at this time is like the 3rd through the 5th for the seeking still.
Yep.
And then after that, it can.
And the breeding phase is still good.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but you have to have that other element in it. That hot doe has to be where you are.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and you know, people will talk, well, this is the best time to shoot big bucks because they're on their feet more. Are they really? I think maybe.
I don't think they're on their
same.
feet any more than they were last week.
No.
You know.
No, I like last week better just because we like the aggressive part.
Yeah, correct.
But this week, things are going to slow down just a little bit. If you got hot doe in the area, you've got bucks. It's that simple. Some of the things that are going to happen, honestly, scrapes don't make a shit of difference anymore.
No.
Not for this week, to be honest. You know, you're going to hunt the does just like we were last week, but there'll be far less aggression with the bucks running around because there are hot does. But you can still catch them on the edges or even coming into the food. They still have to feed. They still have to drink. Water holes in transition, still good hunts, I think. But what about calling? What do you think?
I'm still calling.
Yep. What aren't you doing?
I'm probably not rattling anymore.
Not too much.
Not too much.
That'll probably come down to observation.
Yeah, it's going to depend kind of what you see. This is a real different time of year, you know, like for me, you know, everybody's different.
Yeah.
You look at like expert stuff, our Midwest, you know, Michigan, Wisconsin, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Indiana. Like your peak conception, no matter what, is, you know, November 3rd through the 16th.
Yeah.
Always, every year, it's just what they do.
Yeah, it doesn't change. It never changes, guys.
Yeah, it never changes. So that's a broad, it's a 13-day, 14-day.
Yeah.
It's a big window.
Yep.
But you get into them being locked down with, you know, one buck's locked down 3-4 days.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So it's a lot different. Calling to those deer at that point is almost worthless.
Pretty much.
And
he's locked down, he's not coming.
it's just not coming. It's
Nope.
not going to do it. So it's, you know, you got to still look. This is kind of like last week too. Like if you're seeing that, then you got to try to hope for something different, or maybe you got to move. This is a time to still, I think you got to be very observant, especially if you're getting later this part of the season. You got to be mobile.
Very mobile.
You got to be watching what's going on. If there's nothing going on in your stands that are really great the week before, get out of there.
Yeah.
Move.
This time of year, the mobility changes for me, where if I see a buck do one thing, and I know he's just, let's just say I know he's going to bed on my property. He's going to the bedding area. I will move immediately.
Yep.
Like I won't even hesitate, because I know he's going to have to come back through that direction.
Yep.
So that would raise my percentage.
This is where we're going to get on top of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm bombing in. I'm hitting my tight stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to be right on bedding,
Yep.
right on food edges.
Yeah, and we're talking stands, you guys, we're talking the stands where your max shot is 20 yards.
Yeah, you're
Like on tight.
Yeah, you're upping your percentages one way and pushing them down the other.
100%.
But it's, you know, you can't make things happen, but you gotta push things a little bit sometimes. The envelope now is starting to close up.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's the last ditch effort because
No,
it's
but
not.
This is the last part of the best time of the year.
Yeah.
Really.
No.
You know, you get in, and then a lot of guys, they'll probably argue us, they like, you know, that week of maybe November 10th and on. I'm not saying you can't kill big bucks. You can kill big bucks day one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know, but your chances go down. You know, a lot of them are going to be dead.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of them are dead already.
Gone now.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are nocturnal.
Yep.
A
And
lot of
they're
them aren't doing it.
and a lot of them are hunted heavy, so that pressure pushes them to being nocturnal.
Yeah.
You know, maybe some of your neighbors educated a deer or something like that, or you made a mistake, educated a deer. They will follow the doe wherever she goes, and any time of the day, don't doubt yourself. But if that doe's not there, them bucks are going to be tight,
For sure.
and they're not going to be prone to accepting anything because they've been pushed and pressured for the last 3 weeks or 2 weeks for sure, really hard.
Right.
So I think that's one of the disadvantages about right now. The other disadvantage, depending on where you are, can be the weather aspect of things.
Yeah.
In our area, over the last few years, it hasn't been too bad, but we've had points where it's gotten crazy, crazy cold.
Right.
You know, so make sure you have the equipment for it. I'm not saying don't hunt. I'm saying, you know, make sure you have the equipment for it. Because if you get really cold and you're bow hunting, there's chances you not, and I don't care how strong you are, there's a chance you might not get that 70, 75 pound, 80 pound bow, 65 pound bow back. You know, because once you get really cold, you get weak. The other thing, obviously weather now, you know, snowstorms, rainstorms, anything like that, same as it was before, guys.
Anything can happen now.
Yeah.
And I still think this goes back to every week that we talk about. You still got to know the property you're hunting and be observant.
Yep.
Be watching what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it does change, and knowing how your property operates at different times of the year, you know.
Yeah.
Because we know this for a fact, like, especially here, I get a couple of big stragglers every year this time of year.
You get giants
that
in
are
here.
here.
Yeah.
So we know that if it hasn't happened yet for one of us, we know here there's going to be a couple of big boys that are going to all of a sudden show up, and they're here.
Yep.
You know, so if you know that kind of stuff, don't get discouraged this time of year. This is the time now when
Right.
you find out if you got the balls and what you're made of.
That's a fact.
Because this is when it starts getting tough,
Yeah.
and your buddies start putting down bucks,
Yeah.
and you're not putting one down.
Your mental state changes.
If you start quitting in your head, you're not gonna kill one.
never
You gotta
quit.
keep going because they're out there yet.
Oh, yeah.
It's time now.
Yeah.
Now it's time to put the time in.
That's a
you
fact.
know? And,
Oh, well, so are you saying that you hunt longer?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're hunting longer now.
Yes, you are.
Still moving.
Oh, yeah.
We're still moving. Like Carl and I are moving.
Yeah, we're not sitting in the same stand all day.
But this might be more of if we're still both hunting or one guy is done and the other guy's filming, like we're gonna hunt a stand and we're gonna figure out where we're moving.
Yep.
And we might have food with us.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna move, all right, we're bombing in here and we're gonna sit here midday.
Yep.
Because we know that they're going through. And they're like, all right, this is cool, we're out of here at 2.
Right.
And now we're down on this food for the evening. So that's the kind of things we're doing. Be prepared for those days. Be prepared for those long weeks. Like this is the time you can make it happen. Because a lot of guys quit.
Yeah. This is the time when quitters quit. This is the, right?
Quitters quit.
Quitters quit. They do. And that just means there's a better chance for you to take a big buck. The other thing about now is when Mike says time, you know, there's going to be times that you're not seeing squat for hours. Yeah, you have to expect that this time. It's not the high action we were seeing a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It's the time to be patient time. And I get it. It becomes tedious. But this is where your mental state takes over. This is where you have to be mentally stronger. Not so much physically, but mentally stronger, where you hold everything together. And don't let it deter you. Don't ever let the boredom deter you, because at any time, keep it in your head, any time that deer can walk in.
Yeah, you got to stay on point. You know, it gets to be long days and stuff like that, but all it takes is 5 seconds.
Yep.
5 seconds of fame, you know.
Keep your eyes open too. So in other words, if you have cell cams, like here at Mike's place, we got cell cams. We're paying attention to every camera. So when the intel's coming in, we're like, if we have to move, because we know there's a deer we want to shoot on the other side of the property, we'll move. Don't doubt yourself.
100%.
Yeah, we'll be silent, but we'll move. It might take us a while to get there, but we're not going to let them. And as we're picking up that intel, we won't hesitate to move right in on them, even if they're on the ground.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a big one. You know, the other thing this time of year that you're going to notice, you don't have the cover in the woods you used to have.
No.
You know,
For sure.
So I'm not saying change your camouflage or anything, but there might be certain stands that you stick out more than others.
Right.
You know, so those stands to me, because right now, at least where we're from in Wisconsin here, southern Wisconsin, those deer have been pressured, and they're walking through the woods like this. They're looking.
Yeah.
You know, so you gotta make sure that your stands are, you know, covered up. In other words, backdrop more than anything else.
Right.
You know.
Remember these dates too that we're talking about? We're talking about our dates in the Midwest.
Yes.
So like, you know, your ruts, especially you guys down south, obviously, you know, your rut dates are later than ours.
Yep.
The further we move south, so just adjust your dates to our dates by what we're telling the phases of the year.
Yeah, by a day or two or a week, depending on how far down you're going.
You know, especially if you're tag stacking and you're moving.
Oh, yeah.
You know, which I'd love to do, you know, start up and move your way down. You know, that's how you do it, because you're hitting a rut at different.
Couple more years, bro.
I know. Buddy. You're hitting the rut, you know, different weeks as you go south. So you're not going to hunt them any different. It's just going to be different as to what state you're in. So
Yeah, that's
keep
a
that
big
in
one.
mind. And yeah, like Carl said, and I'm saying, you got to stay diligent. You got to keep at it, you know. And your weather might suck. You might get snow, but have all your gear ready. Be prepared. You know, a lot of things we haven't said here is keep shooting your bow.
Yeah, that's a good point.
A lot of times, you know, you get out. I know we don't do it. We keep shooting. I'm not saying we don't shoot it. We don't not shoot our bow.
Right.
Throw an arrow here or there every other day.
Yeah, you don't have to shoot like your summer practice or anything like that, but keep your muscle memory going, because when you stop doing that, that's when mistakes happen.
Yep, and you might only get that one shot. Boy, you're going to be pissed if you do something stupid that you never normally do.
Yeah,
you know?
it's happened to everybody.
You know, we've done it. We've done it here. We've come out and just thrown an arrow or two in the target.
Yep.
I'm good. You know, and mentally, it kind of locks you back in. Like,
Yeah.
This is good. This part's good.
I'm trusting my equipment.
This is good.
Yep.
You know, everything else can screw up. So, you know, control what you can control.
That's, you know, great statement. Control what you can control. And you know, this time of year, again, depending on the temperature, water's huge.
Yeah.
The water is going to be a big thing. Does are going to, because they're getting run, they're going to hit water. Bucks are running does, they're going to hit water. So your water holes, this is when Mike and I see our dug in water holes, so like our tanks that we dig into the ground, that's where we see the water disappear. Because we're not getting rain, or if we are, it's not real heavy. And this is also the time that Mike's ponds that we put in here are really good.
I see a lot of people, I think, forget about the water this time of year.
Yeah, but that's the number one.
But they forget it.
Yeah, that's
They're like,
true.
you know, water's not hot out. It's not hot. But they're moving more.
Yeah.
Moving a lot, they're chasing yet, you know, or if they're locked down with a doe.
Yep, and none of their food is green, which is what their water comes from. You know, in the summertime or whatever, they've got plenty of water. They get 80% of their water based off of their diet.
Yep.
And they don't need to go to water holes, even though every now and then you'll see them go to water holes. But this time of year, everything's brown, dried up, starting to go away. They got no water. They have to drink. Then your water holes are hot.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the other aspect of it. I think that pretty much covers this week, don't you think?
I do, sir.
I do. If you guys had some success, make sure you send it to us, check it out. We're going to put them all up on Blue Collar Bucks.
Yeah, buddy. Stay diligent out there. Keep at it. It is not over until you can't hunt anymore.
That is a fact. It's not over till it's over, brother.
It's not over until it's over.
We-
Nothing is over.
Nothing is over. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah.